Hi everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. I'm really pleased to share these with you this week, and this is the brand new collection of silhouette dies from the Pretty Quick range at Craftstash. Now in this you have 5 different dies and they will all mix and match with the outer frames, but there are also 3 stamp sets. And so with these stamps we have male and female sentiments, and then we have an extended family range here. You've got the baby feet, so you've got the right and the left hand on 2 different stamp sets. We've got a heart there. On here we've got a moustache and some glasses. We've got happiness is being with you, get well soon. There is so much on this stamp set that you really will be pleased that you bought these. So over the next few videos I'm going to be doing a mini series of 5 videos, and on each video I'm going to feature a different die set. So for my card I'm going to be using the solid matte, the framework to which I've added some foam pads on the back, and in white I've used the mum lifting the baby, and I've cut that 3 times, and I'm going to glue those together to give a nice solid topper for my card. Now to create my base card I want my card in landscape, so I'm going to add this to a scoreboard and I'm going to score it along this A5 half fold line. Now the side that you've scored should be the correct side, and then you can fold that in half and crease it, and then if you cut this card in half, so I'm going to cut it at 14.5 centimetres, and that will give me 2 cards the same size that I can work on. Now for my next layer I want to create a pattern, and this is just stamping card. It's an A4 piece of card which I've cut in half, and then I've cut one half in half again. So if I do that I will have 4 pieces that I can work on 4 different cards. So to add some colour into my card I'm using 3 different shades of pink, and I've got the tumbled glass just as a contrast to the colour. So I'm taking the Victorian velvet first of all, and I'm going to put some ink onto my sponge, and I'm going to add this to the card, and I'm just going to add it in random areas. It doesn't need to be smooth, but we'll just add it into the card. So you can add it as deep as you wish. I'll put some in this little corner here. And then with the blue one and the tumbled glass I'm going to add in some of the blue shade, and again I'm just adding it in randomly. And then with the paler pink I'm going to add some more colour just around the edges, and this one is spun sugar. Now once I've done that I'm going to take a water spritzer, and I'm just going to spritz the card very lightly and leave it sit for a second or 2, and then with some tissue I'm just going to dry it off, and that will lift some of the distress ink from the card and give it a nice mottled look. Now once that's dry, you can dry it with your heat gun if you wish, you're going to take your baby feet and the aged mahogany, and then all I'm going to do is just randomly add some feet onto this card. So I've got 1 foot on either side of a block, and I'm just alternating the steps. So once I have my baby feet in place on there, I just want to add in some silver. So I'm taking some Nouveau embellishment mousse, and I'm simply taking a small piece of it out to add to my craft mat. And then with some water I'm just going to spritz it, mix it with a brush so that it's liquidy and will flick onto my card. So once I've got that how I want it, I'm just going to take something I can now flick this onto my card, and that will give a really pretty effect once it's dry. You can dry this with the heat gone if you want to. Now, to make it more of a deeper shade of pink, I'm going to add some aged mahogany to my mat, and I'm going to mix this in with the silver. And again, we need it nice and wet so that it will splatter. And I'm just going to add some more colour to this layer. Now, once that's dry, what you will have is this lovely pattern in your card, and you can just see the silver sparkling in there. Now that's dry and it's cut down to size to fit my base card. So now I'm ready to move on to the next stage. So now I have all the pieces ready that I need to add to my card, but before I add my layer there, I'm going to wrap this with some ribbon and glue it on the back. Now I like to add foam to my layers just to raise them up, and this pack of foam pads is from Craft Stash. They're in 3 different sizes, and it's a really useful addition to your crafting arsenal. So I'm going to use the thinnest one, and I'm going to cut myself a piece that will fit underneath that panel. So the foam keeps the ribbon in place, and it gives a nice solid base to your card so that you know that your layers won't buckle as they sit on the card. So I've now got that into a nice place. I'm going to add this one again with some foam, and I'm going to pop that along there, and then on top of it I'm going to add in the frame, but I'm going to make sure that I have it in the right position because the baby's foot needs to fit into that notch there. So now I've added the first mat, and then I'm going to add in the little layer here, and this one has the foam pads on the back. So I'm just making sure that those eyelets are all lined up, and I can press that in place. Now I've layered my 3 pieces of the mother and baby together, and I've got some foam on the back that's just under the body parts to the mother and the baby. So we can take the backings off these, and we can add this to the card. So I'm going to marry up the foot into the notch that's there. And because there's foam on the back, that just raises that up from the base and gives a really pretty effect to the card. Now I've also tied a little bow, and I'm going to sit that along the side. Now from the sentiment, choose any that you want to add to your card, and I've decided to use To a Special New Baby, and I've just added it to a block and stamped it on my card. Now just to make a simple tag, all I've done is taken a pen and I've just simply drawn around the sentiment, and then with some scissors all you need to do is just cut that out, and you have a really simple handmade tag just to add to your cards. So to finish off, I've just simply added a little pearl into the bow, and that's a very pretty little card to welcome a new baby into the world. So for this card I've used the mother and baby silhouette, which is from the Pretty Quick range at Craft Stash. I've also used the stamps that are part of the set. So I've used the 2 baby feet and the To a Special New Baby to create my little tag at the bottom. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please give it the thumbs up, and why not subscribe to my channel so that you never miss a video. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.